Hi, my name is Yannick Williams and I help entrepreneurs hit their life goals. My journey as an entrepreneur started when I was 22 years old. So if you're watching this and you worked for me at that time, thank you so much, and I am so sorry. I know I could have been a little bit crazy, a bit reactive, and I had all the skills in the world, but I still had no idea what I was getting myself into. But it shows you that if you have enough confidence, you have enough skills and enough focus, you can get anything done. And so what I want to do is I want to help people like yourself who have the skills, who have the desire, but maybe you need some work with your mentality. Maybe you need to create some new strategies. Maybe you need some help along the way, knowing who to hire, what to do when times get hard, because challenges are going to happen. It's just a part of the process, and there's no way that you can avoid it. But ultimately, I want you to keep your peace. I want you to keep your creativity, and ultimately, I want you to create an organization that everyone wants to be a part of. The world is asking for leadership, and great leadership as that. So let's focus, let's get it done, and I have a few tips for you. So one of the first things that I want you to do is to prepare your mentality and your life for entrepreneurship in this new endeavor. I don't care if you want to become the next Bill Gates, I would recommend starting some preparation before getting in. I know you've read all the business books, you know about the finances, you know about all of those things, and if you don't know, all of that's ready, available, and at hand. But the first thing that I want you to think about is, one, preparing your mentality. Things are going to get difficult. The reason being is if you're a brand new entrepreneur, you just don't have the experience yet. And that's okay, because the only way to gain experience is to get involved in playing the game. But while you're gaining that experience, know that there are going to be times where you're really going to think about quitting. Or there may be times where you just may think, there's no way I can figure this out. And I call those times the fog. It's when there's a clear path, there's a way to get there, you just can't see it, and it seems like you're just surrounded by nothingness, and you're surrounded by a lot of options. And I'm going to help you get through that. So the first thing that I want you to prepare is your finances. All of my clients that I've worked with, all in some form or fashion, said that they had financial pressure. And what I found is this financial pressure was taking up so much of their headspace that it was very difficult for them to focus at the task at hand. It was very difficult for them to work with their employees. It was very difficult for them to make sure they're hiring the right team, for them to strategize, and ultimately to figure out what needs to be done to get to the next level. So what we're going to do to prepare you for that is we're going to lower your expenses. You don't have to live in the nicest apartment in your city or in the nicest area. That is optional, and renting is not an investment. So you can live somewhere smaller temporarily, because I want you to have that house by the beach as well, but you can live somewhere smaller in an okay apartment for the time being. Why? Because if you're going to invest in luxury, I want you to make your business into a luxury. I want people to see you as more than a commodity. And in order to do that, you're going to need some finances, and believe me, it's always going to cost you more than what you think it is. The second thing that I want you to do is I want you to start buying your groceries. It's not necessarily for the same reason that everyone says, saving money and all of those things. That's going to happen. But I want you to get in the habit of planning for the next day. And also, you can use that time that you would be spending going out to speak with your employees, to have an extra conversation with a potential client, to doing research in your field, in your industry, to see whatever is innovative in that industry. But you're going to need that time, and you're going to have to slow the game down. A lot of movement in a day doesn't necessarily mean that a lot is getting done. Sometimes you have to slow the game down in the beginning in order to give yourself a sense of peace. The third thing I want you to do, and this goes without saying, but stop using so much credit. You don't have to pay for everything on a credit card. Everything does not need to have interest payments connected to it. If you're going to pay interest on anything, let it be equipment for your business, something that eventually will make you money, but you don't have to spend a lot of money on personal credit. Revolving credit and revolving bills are the number one things that stress out brand new entrepreneurs. And if that's too much and it seems like a huge expense, you may talk yourself into quitting, and that's exactly what we don't want you to do. I want you to see your vision through, and I don't want these uncontrollables to get in your way or to make it seem like you just have some unsurmountable goal. So do those three things to get started. But hold on, I left out one thing. I want you to prepare your friends and family. If you ask anyone who started anything, I don't care if it's a new organization, I don't care if it's a philanthropy, a new business, a production company, a restaurant, no matter what it is, it's going to take up more of your personal time, especially in the beginning. What that means is there may be friends that you're not going to spend as much time with as you were before. You know, if you went running with someone every day at 6 p.m., you probably won't be able to do that any longer, or maybe not with the same frequency. You know, your spouse or your partner may be used to you being home at a certain time every day and getting, you know, an hour to 3 hours worth of couch time and Netflix time. That may not happen. But I'm a true believer that people don't mind negatives, they just hate surprises. So sit down with them, schedule out your time, and have a specific day, if at all possible, 2 days or more, where you know, hey, I'm not going to be able to spend a lot of quantity time with you, but we're definitely going to get some quality time. So I may be with you for an hour, you know, before we go to bed each night or before we, you know, shut things down. But that hour is going to be undivided attention between the two of us. You know, let your family know, hey, I may not make it to every family function for the next 12 months. Why? I'm going to put myself in a position to have a growing business, to grow, you know, and get closer to my vision. All of these things are going to allow me to spend more time with you in the future and to be able to have far better experiences. So do these things, prepare your life, write these things out, and really make a decision of which one you're going to feed more. Are you going to feed your consumerism, or are you going to feed your business? I don't know why I keep doing this afterwards. And cut.